I love the lipstick.
Thank you.
Right? Doesn't she look great?
Thank you.
Yes.
So we just wanted to jump right into it. We're going to be talking about the election update. So recently, was it the primaries for New York State were this past week? I believe they were on Tuesday. And I mean, there was a lot of problems going on. I know that over 13 million New Yorkers did not get a chance to vote. Essence did not vote.
I did not vote either.
I was working all day from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. I was not able to vote.
The polls are open from
until
6
I got
to 9.
to my poll where I'm registered to vote. I was not able to get there in time,
Yes,
but I will be voting later on.
Okay.
I can't
I'm
even
very
talk.
disappointed because I heard that the votes for Bernie was very low.
Well, it wasn't that they were low. Most of New York State actually voted for Bernie Sanders, but the places where there was a high population, so Rochester, Orange County, Buffalo, basically everywhere in Long Island, Manhattan included. Well, I guess you could call that not Long Island, but voted for Hillary Clinton. So I feel like it balanced it out. But also we have to think about the representatives of those areas and how they voted, because no offense, but it doesn't really matter how many people vote. It's based on the consensus of the representatives for those areas. So I mean, that's a huge problem in our government that I don't like, but you can't really change it right now.
I also feel like a lot of the young people that were so like standing Bernie and everyone was one did not register to vote. I'm guilty of this. I did not register to vote and I need to do that. I know. Me, my stepdad, my sister have to vote.
You could have asked me.
That's two strikes right there. She's not even registered to vote.
Why is it 2 strikes? Why is that 2 strikes? I admit it. It's true.
Well,
It's true. Okay. All right. Taking the L. But yeah, a lot of people, young people, just aren't motivated to go out and register to vote. They say, yeah, I want to vote for Bernie. They go to the rallies, they share the memes on Facebook, but they don't want to get up and do something about it.
Absolutely. And that's, I think, what's most frustrating. Both of you are kind of on my blacklist right now because I went to vote at 9 p.m. I hauled my butt from school to vote in my neighborhood because I had to be at school at like 9 o'clock in the morning.
Do you have to vote in your neighborhood or like,
yes,
wow.
I mean, it's great. I love how they have the options for students to vote in their schools too.
I mean,
that's cool.
Yeah.
Never heard of that.
I wish that was more like, it would have been easier because I would have just been like, right here. But I mean, I was registered.
You know, you probably wasn't looking out because they had people running up and down my schools campaigning for Bernie Sanders saying, are you registered to vote?
Text messages.
Where you could vote in the school.
Yeah.
You got text messages.
Yeah, I got like random text messages, random calls, like leading up to the primaries, got random calls just like, hello, are you voting for Bernie Sanders today? And I'm like, yes, actually, please stop calling me, thank you. But I mean, I don't know, it just leaves a bad taste in my mouth because I mean, at first I was like, oh, well, New York State isn't just Long Island and Manhattan, you know what I mean? So I would assume that that's why Bernie Sanders didn't win. But if we look at the map that I beautifully found on the New York Times website, it's basically all Bernie Sanders, and then just very high populated areas were for Clinton, possibly because of her super PACs.
And Clinton was also a senator for New York at one point, so she definitely has that leverage, even though Bernie is from New York, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, and you know, she's also campaigning as she's a woman herself, and so she does have that leverage where that's very new, and well, she has a lot of support for feminists. Also because
I don't understand how.
I feel like the women who are dealing with social injustices, racial injustice with their the loss of their children from being victims of unarmed black young men, like Trayvon Martin's mother, or you know, Michael, it's very upsetting. So people could still connect with that, and that's why they will want to vote for Hillary, because she's using that in her campaign. I mean,
but think about it this way: Hillary went on like Hot 97 to do that interview instead
with the
of
Breakfast Club.
Yeah, and instead of talking about issues like you said, like about all these young unarmed black men dying, she just wanted to tell everyone she had hot sauce in her bag. Like nobody cares. Sorry.
And she admitted that she was pandering.
Yeah.
Fully admitted that she was pandering. I just feel like she uses black youth and black people in general as a prop.
Yes.
Because she knows that the black vote is like fundamentally propelling this forward. You know, I mean, the youth vote is very important, and that's what I feel like Bernie is trying to capitalize on. But we forget that youth are fundamentally lazy, and they think I can do it later. Whereas like the black vote, like black people are very like what's the word I'm looking for? Motivated to fight for themselves. At least I would believe that black people are more motivated to fight for themselves. And it's also like a whole different type of generation. Where there is black youth, there's also black elders who want to fight for themselves. So it's more like, I feel like it was definitely smart for Hillary Clinton to kind of go with that, but I just don't like the proppiness of it all.
It didn't come out as genuine.
Exactly.
It was very forced.
And also, basically, unanimously, Trump has won New York State. There's literally only one place, and that is in Manhattan, that John Kasich? I can't, I'm sorry.
Pretty sure it's Kasich.
Never gonna come out of my mouth, right?
Kasich? Okay.
Kasich, John Kasich has only one region of New York City. And I mean, I just don't get it. I don't understand. He's a racist.
I feel like this is
he's
like
a bigot. He's terrible. Why New York City? Why
It's
New
just
York
weird.
City?
He's winning everywhere. It's not just New York. He's winning like all over the country. These Republicans. I don't
It's
understand.
probably mostly right wing.
But to be fair, I think that everybody in the Republican Party is really tired of taking L's, and they're like tired of these politicians coming in. So they see Trump as, okay, he's new, he's different, he's not a politician, he's a businessman.
But he's still gonna take an L.
Of course.
L, and they're gonna,
of course.
like, that's like their bailout right now. That's how I feel like Trump is being looked at, because like everybody hates him already. So Republicans don't feel like they're taking an L by having somebody who's already hated, because he's saying what they all think. What you think is you're a racist. So
I mean,
Yeah,
there's a lot
right.
of Republicans who feel ashamed too, embarrassed that he's even getting this far in the election.
a lot of people are saying like that they didn't vote in the primaries, and I was like, okay, L. But they're going to vote against Trump when the time comes, and I was like, okay, but why couldn't you have done that now? You know
You
what I
mean
mean?
people who are Republicans
Yeah.
who can't vote against him in the primaries?
Well, I mean, they could. They
Well,
could've voted
they
for
can't
Clinton.
vote for a Democrat.
Yeah.
What happened to Ted Cruz?
Zodiac
Zodiac killer.
Does he get the L of the week?
Yeah, let's give it to him. Let's do it right now. Ted Cruz, you get the L of the week, because I didn't even hear anything about you this week. So
I just see
and you
mad
look like
memes.
you look like mad memes. He looks like the Zodiac killer. Actually, in the news, I saw there's a girl on I forgot what talk show who looked exactly
Oh my
like
gosh.
him. And now, wait,
That's
get this.
terrifying.
She's getting paid $10,000 to
serious?
appear in Ted Cruz parody porn.
Wow.
Yes.
But is she gonna
10
take
G's.
that
Yeah,
porn?
she's
Is she
doing
gonna
it.
Take it up.
She's doing it. She's going to do the
I'm
film
sorry,
for
if
10
you-
G's
if
with her
you look
boyfriend.
like Ted Cruz and you get offered that money, like
I would do it if I looked like Ted Cruz, right?
Okay.
10
With somebody you
G's.
love, you know, like you're doing some good things with somebody you love.
Yeah.
And you're making 10 G's.
And what is her future?
She's
That's true.
a female Ted Cruz
But you know
impersonator.
what?
Yeah.
Quote unquote by Drea Michelle. Your wholeness could get deleted.
Ooh.
No, that's not true, because look, people still talk about Kim K's sex tape,
True.
and it's been 10 years. I get infuriated when people bring that up. It's like, dude, nobody cares. First of all, we've all had sex.
I mean, you
Let's
know
be
what?
real.
But the thing is, if that's the only thing that she's done,
That's not the only thing she's
Kim
done.
K has done a lot.
But
After
we're talking
that,
about
she's
this.
entrepreneur.
Yeah, we're talking about this Ted Cruz.
I think
Ted
she.
Cruz. I'm gonna watch it, by the way. When it comes out, I will be watching it. I'm not
we
gonna.
will have an in-depth analysis for you.
Yeah, we will. Maybe we'll have like a viewing party.
Ooh.
Let's
sure.
do
Well,
it.
at least the heat of making fun of what Trump looks like is going back onto Ted Cruz.
Very true. But I mean, everybody is kind of a joke in this Democratic election.
True. Everyone's
Well, this
been
election,
parodied.
Period.
Trump with his Trump helicopter, his Trump plane, everything's
I'm
Trump.
just not. Okay. Anyway, we're gonna move on.
Let's move on.
Actually, Harriet Tubman is set to be featured on the new $20 bill.
That's gonna be
which
cool.
Is awesome, but it's a little bit controversial. Some people are saying that. I mean, there was a hilarious tweet that was saying, in the true respect women, the Harriet Tubman $20 bill will now cost $14 because of the wage gap and stuff like that. But
Clever. Very clever.
Very clever, as well as people have been saying that, I mean, like, they're not really a fan of women being featured on Money because capitalism does nothing for women. I don't know how you guys feel about that.
I think it's cool that they're finally gonna put a woman on Money, and also someone who's not just a dead white person. So that's really interesting. I don't understand why people are getting there's all this hate. How does it affect you? What's on your money? It's still worth $20.
I mean, I think it's all, it's great for recognition that you
Yeah.
recognize leaders and people. I think they should have more revolutionaries instead of,
She was a revolutionary.
She was,
And
yeah.
they're also having
she made a
suffragettes
great
on the
impact.
back
She
of
made-
the $10 bill, the Hamilton $10.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Dude, that's crazy. I didn't even hear about that.
She's done a lot, but they should have more revolutionaries and more. There's other dollar bills out there.
That's true, but I mean, this is a start. Hopefully, this is the start of a whole
maybe someone who
new
didn't
wave
have to
of
go
currency.
through slavery. Maybe someone who just overcame still the injustices
But
and prejudice.
how do you overcome something if you're not in a struggle? You know what I mean? Like,
True.
who would you want on
Yeah.
a dollar bill then?
No, I would never take away anything Harriet Tubman has done. That was her position. What
Who would
she's
you
done.
want on a $20 bill?
Yeah, if you could choose anybody to put on the $20 bill, who would you choose?
I feel like you're gonna say yourself.
Maybe a Black Panther. The
Interesting.
leader of the Black Panthers,
Okay.
Louis.
Okay.
But and that's because, like again, you said that how could you have if you're not in a struggle? There's so many different struggles, and there's time. It wasn't just that
There's
time.
no
There's
service
always
time.
been. I know there's no service. There's always been a struggle.
Yeah.
And just speaking about something that was very revolutionary, where it's maybe more modern, someone who's just not a slave that wasn't a slave,
Well-
someone who wasn't enslaved. Because that's another thing. We can't say that people who were slaves, they were enslaved. There were people who were enslaved.
Yeah.
And I'm saying that because there's so many images of Africans going through the struggle of being in slavery, and that was it. No, it still exists.
Yeah.
So just because of that. But I mean, this money is not going to come out until a few years now.
Is it really?
2020. Yes.
Oh, I thought this was
2020.
going to be like a this
They
year
have
type
to
thing.
Not this
redesign
year.
a lot of it because of embezzlement. Not necessarily embezzlement, but counterfeiting.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's why they're redesigning a lot of things. Harriet Tubman's name has been being thrown around for a while now. I mean, I appreciate it. I think it's really cool that we are being represented by
Exactly.
somebody from, like, not only a woman, but also, like, a Black woman who indirectly basically gave me the chance to be here today. You know what I mean? Like, I have an indebted gratitude, you know what I mean, to her work and everything that she
I have a text question.
And
has
not the
done.
skates that.
Shouldn't you start with individuals that basically built this country? Isn't it appropriate that a slave should be someone that was enslaved should be on the money?
I
like
think
that.
Yeah, like Harriet Tubman. I think that she was a
I-
part of that. But I mean, and then again, there were many people who helped bring slaves to the North and away from slavery. It wasn't just Harriet Tubman. She was one of the beautiful, wonderful people who done that. Like also Rosa Parks wasn't the only person who refused to get off the.
she
on
wasn't the
bus.
first either.
Yeah, she
there was
wasn't.
someone
There
before
was
her.
plenty of them. So what I'm saying is, there should be more revolutionaries on the money.
I think
So-
that, but it's like we gotta walk before we can run. You know what I
Right.
mean? We gotta start slow because I mean, once you take every white man,
I don't
off
believe
the
that at
dollar,
all. I don't believe that at all.
Once you take
Why-
every white man off the dollar, people are going to be upset.
Well, guess what? You know how upset we should be if we actually face the facts of all the
We are upset.
prejudice that we've gone through.
We are upset.
So
And this
walking
country is
before
built
we
on
run, we've
prejudice.
been walking very slow for a long time, and I don't think there is any problem with showing some progression quickly, like now.
But that's the thing. It's not about like how you feel. It's about how everybody feels. You know what I mean? It's not about what you think it should be. It's about what it is.
Who's everybody? Are you talking about the people who still want slavery to exist, or are you talking about people who want?
Because how do you like
Their
example
reparations.
people who still think that slavery should exist, still think that prejudice should exist. What do you think that those people are going to do in reaction to it?
I'm not really even equating them, because I feel like those people, first of all,
But
if
they're
there's
part
laws,
of the community that spends money. You know what I mean? Like
Whether we want to
fundamentally-
accept it or not, whether we like them or not, you're right.
Yeah.
You know?
So if they are abolishing,
do you
this
think there will be
idea-
a revolt if everybody on the money was changed? But we
I don't
never
know, but
would
it
know
could
because it
happen.
hasn't
That's what I'm
happened.
saying. I'm saying it could happen. It's a possibility in this world. Whether
Mm-hmm.
it's a pragmatic or plausible
Mm-hmm.
possibility is out for discussion. But
I
like,
just feel like there's always room for change, and I feel like if you just go and do something and take action and see what happens, I don't think there will be a revolt.
ask for
One,
forgiveness,
because
not for permission.
That's true.
That too. Also, because it's not even just a color thing. There are white people and black people who were fighting to end slavery.
Okay.
So there are also white people who were going to be putting the money too. I think also Susan B. Anthony is going to be putting at the back of the $10 bill.
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So I mean,
major progression being
yeah.
made.
I think-
all of this controversy aside, I think we can all agree that Harriet Tubman
Yeah.
being put on the $20 bill is definitely a step in the right direction
Amazing.
towards equality and
Exciting.
progression.
Especially just like, for example, people were crying when they saw Obama come into presidency. There were people who lived to 100 years old and never even thought this would happen.
Right.
Who have seen all of this, like, come into existence.
Right.
From taken away from Jim Crow laws to having now like equality. Like, we've gone
That's a
through a
full
lot.
circle.
So I feel like us like not taking that next step and being scared that people are going to revolt or do something crazy, it was just going to stop us.
I get what you mean. Moving right along, talking about a big icon in history, in pop culture, in music, Prince has passed away. It was a weird feeling.
It was just so
honestly.
sudden. I just went
Yeah.
on I was on like my phone and all of a sudden I get like all this new stuff that Prince has died. I'm like, this is one of those hoax
I thought it was a
that
hoax
come
too,
up.
yeah.
And I go on TMZ, Prince is dead. First of all, I didn't know Prince was 57 years old. I thought he was in his
Yeah.
early 40s.
Yeah.
So
I don't know why, but he
didn't
looks
really think
amazing.
You know
age.
why? You know why? Because he was Jehovah's Witness. He didn't celebrate birthdays, and he said it himself. Excuse me, Michael. Thank you. He didn't count his birthdays. That's why he never aged. He stopped counting.
Wow.
That's a good way
If
to
you
look
think about
at
it, you don't count your birthdays, you're not aging yourself.
I'm going to stop counting my birthdays after
No more
35.
stress. And people are like now, oh my gosh, I'm turning
good idea.
I'm turning
Right.
25. I'm not turning 25. But I'm turning 25. I'm getting so old. That's stress. That
Yeah.
stress will make you get wrinkles
People
earlier.
even say, "Oh my God, I'm turning 22. Then I'm gonna be 25. Then I'm gonna be 30. Then I'm gonna be
There's
dead."
a meme like that.
I don't understand. Like, you're literally like 20. You're 22 years old. You've been on this earth for 2 decades and 2 years.
Yeah.
Like, you really
I
have.
do understand it.
I
I'm
get
stressing 'cause
it.
I'm stressing. That's why you have to try not to
I
stress
don't.
about
I'm
it.
sorry. I don't really stress because I just feel like I'm gonna live forever. That's
That's-
how I
that's
feel right
beautiful.
now.
I personally
just
can't
look
wait.
like I'm gonna live forever. Black doesn't crack. Asian doesn't track. I'm good right now. You know, I'm living my life.
Melanin.
I literally can't wait to be 30, flirty, and thriving.
Yes,
I am
girl.
waiting for it. I feel like 30 is going to be my year because my 20s are not looking so great right now. So,
Well, I mean, we gotta go down to go up. But let's share some wonderful stories that we have.
yes, we all have really great Prince stories. We were talking about this before. We're like, you know what? The best way to honor somebody as fabulous as Prince is to share the wonderful and bizarre stories that the internet has given us about him. Who
It
wants to
doesn't
start?
always have to be sad. Let's hear some funny stuff.
So Talib Kweli Green tweeted a couple of hilarious Prince anecdotes. A few of my favorites are the same party I was playing Shaka Khan's I Know I Live You. I was playing it 2 beats per minute faster than the mix. Prince came up to me and said, "It don't go like that." The fact that he could know how fast or how slow it's supposed to go is
Wow.
amazing to me. That's true artistry. He also tweeted, "Once I DJ'd a BET party for Deborah Lee. I played some gangster rap. Prince walked up to me and said, 'I ain't get dressed up to come out and hear curses.'" Amazing. That's how I'm gonna be next time.
love that.
That's
You
really how I
seem
want to
like
live my
such a
life.
cool person.
Prince was the coolest person I think to
Music
ever live.
legend.
Like, transcended cool. Like, invented it, but also, like, became above it. Like, amazing.
He was above everything.
Even
I'm gonna mention that after you do the tweets.
I think.
Another one was, I once asked Prince what it would take to do a song with him. He said, "Get off Warner Brothers," and I was on Warner Brothers then, and like, that's like amazing. Like, what a baller move! I feel like everything Prince did was so baller.
He wrote an email to Zoe Deschanel from The New Girl on that show and said, "I only turn my television on to watch 2 things, the news and New Girl."
Wow.
Incredible,
I
right?
just got chills hearing that. I wonder how she felt. Oh my god.
I think I might die from happiness at that
Prince was
point.
so awesome, not only because he was a music legend, but because his personality. I don't know him, but from what I've seen his close friends say about him, he owned his confidence. You know, he didn't try to be like anyone else. He played several instruments, produced
27.
all his music at the same time. That's why you see him with his bands, or mostly bands when he performs live, because all of that on the track he did himself. He was just a music genius, and I really am inspired about
I mean,
that.
Prince was the only guy that could outdress your wife and also sleep with her.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That was him.
He was a ladies' man even though he had such eccentric style.
I mean,
Okay.
that's how you grab them, though.
Eccentric
That's
That
how
is.
you grab the lady.
Guys,
And you
take
know what?
notes.
He was an inspiration to a lot of people. He was a fashion icon back then.
Yeah.
You see
Even now.
a lot of different men dressed like that with the bell bottoms and start wearing the shirts open, V-neck, low-cut shirts.
He could do it. If anyone could do it, Prince could do it. And I don't know how it worked, but it did. Finally, my favorite tweet.
I think I'm gonna love this one too.
Once I was at a club with Prince in LA. When 2 a.m. came, he kicked out all the dudes, and it was just us and the women. Then he read from the Bible. How wholesome!
I wish I could have been there to experience that. I'm having serious FOMO right now because I wish I was there at that club at 2 a.m. to hear Prince read from the Bible.
Imagine you were there when Prince read from the Bible. You were like, wow, like, is this really happening to me? I would love to have that like situation just to be in my life.
Yeah.
Also,
I wish I would have seen him in person. And listening to all the songs they played back to back, you know, since his death, I was like, gosh, he made some good music.
Even at the bars, they were playing his music.
I knew some of them, and it's amazing.
That's how you
love
live
it.
forever. You know,
Please don't, rappers. I heard a Future remix already. Please
No.
don't try to remix his music.
First of all, Future is garbage, okay? I just want to put that out there. Future is garbage. I have no idea how you're famous, and I hope that you don't ever really get that more famous.
Why
But
Future is famous, because it's just like, it's like sad
It's
sad girl
millennial music.
vibes, but like thug. Like,
I hate
sad
it.
thug.
I
It's
hate
like
it.
trap
Oh my
song.
god.
It's like the new trap song. Like
Bryson Tiller?
Bryson Tiller makes trap songs.
Yeah, but Bryson Tiller, I think, has some talent. Future sounds like
Like, you
he's
just
on
can't
lean
listen
all
to
the
him.
time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like,
and
you
he
can't
says
hear
in
what
his
he's
songs,
saying.
he is on drugs. He says in his songs. But anyways, Prince wouldn't appreciate. Hello, excuse me. Prince wouldn't appreciate that anyways because he has said that, you know, he's sick of the music. He made it seem like he doesn't really care about the music that's done over. When people do covers on tracks, it's not really showing your artistry.
Right.
So I mean, if I ever do go into music, I'm gonna make sure I write my music and I learn how to.
It's not easy. Let me tell you.
It's not. I mean,
easy.
I played a violin and piano. I'll probably work back on those again.
Those are very Asian
But
instruments
anyways,
to play.
Seven is trying to throw shade.
Yeah,
you know,
he's over there.
But
throwing shade.
also, he had a dear friend, Van Jones. He was a political contributor, and he also worked in the White House. And he said some amazing things about him. He actually started crying in an interview talking about him. Not, you know, because he wanted to make sure people weren't just discussing his music. I understand that's what a lot of people know him for. But he said he would have wanted to be known as Jehovah's Witness. You know, faithful a man of faith. And that's exactly what he was. I mean, he didn't celebrate his birthdays or anything like that. He was really into charity and philanthropy. You know, he had organizations called Yes We Code, but he wasn't able to be public with his charity. So he worked through Van Jones and other close people to him to go out there and help other people. He'll give them the money and you know, tell them, you know, to help these different communities. His concerts he had all over, those were to raise money for the community. He had another one called Green for All, where he put solar panels for people's homes.
Awesome.
Exactly. I mean, it was amazing what he done and where it worked for him and for who he was with his faith.
Multitudinous. Wow.
Exactly.
That's great.
Prince is, I mean, it's crazy. We lost David Bowie this year. We're losing Prince.
So much.
China?
The
Literally.
WWE wrestler. I mean, I remember her.
I
don't know
remember
if
watching her.
The millennials probably don't remember her, but I remember watching her when I was
Yep.
younger. I don't know why I was watching
so
wrestling.
confused.
I saw her on Celebrity
China.
Rehab.
Yeah.
I remember that.
She was a wrestler in the 90s, and she was on WWE. And I don't know what she
She also made she made 2 sex tapes, I remember too, One Night in China.
Wow.
Okay. I'm trying to figure out, why did we know about her when we were younger? Did she
Yeah.
have like, because
She was on Celebrity Rehab, that's why.
remember there was like a Play-Doh doll of wrestlers? It was like a cartoon with Play-Doh.
Oh.
An animation with Play-Doh or something like that.
Oh my god, yes,
They
the
had
Action
wrestlers.
League
Was
now.
she part of that? Was
No.
that it? No? Well, I watched that too.
I did watch that. I know exactly what you were talking about.
Yeah.
But let's see, should we go into the mystery topic?
Mystery
Yeah, let's do the
topic?
mystery topic.
Okay, let's do that.
Come on, Michael.
The mystery topic is, now that Prince is gone, you think anyone that's out today can take the...
Replace it.
No.
Once
No.
a legend, always a legend. You
No.
could be influenced, but you're not going to be original. Just like how Chris Brown could do as much Michael Jackson moves as he went to, he will never be Michael Jackson.
Okay, Chris Brown is more Ike Turner than Michael Jackson,
I mean,
okay?
Chris Brown is he's great entertaining himself. So, but as long as he continues to show that he's being influenced by Michael Jackson with the moves he does and copies and leather jackets, it's not going to be all the way original. But Prince was what everybody gets influenced in someone, but it's to some extent. Prince did so much by himself.
Yeah.
When he was
That's
19
true.
years old, he was producing and doing his own instrumentals and everything. He was a real music genius and icon.
I mean, I feel like it takes a while to know if somebody's going to grow into being an icon or replacing
Very
an
true.
icon. I feel like, I mean, I know this might anger people, but I feel like Mariah Carey could be replaced by Ariana Grande. I think that she has the talent. I feel like she has the Hollywood attitude because I have met her in person and she's very like, what? I drink Evian. All of my clothes are pinned on me. And I'm like, okay, girl.
But Mariah.
No. Ariana Grande. Yes. And I feel like that might take a while for us to know if somebody is like going to be like Prince, but I don't think that right off the bat we can be like, oh, this person's like Prince. I don't think it works like that.
I think Prince is one of those figures and icons that's just so original and so him that there could be someone who's, I guess, on the same level as him, but there's never going to be anyone that's compared to Prince. I really don't think so. He also came out with the androgynous look in a time where it wasn't, I guess, as mainstream as it is now. I mean, you know, now it's a little more, it's a little more gray area, but I don't think there's anyone that's going to ever come close to being like Prince.
I feel like maybe people can be innovative and then
Yeah.
they'll be like Prince, but I don't think anyone could be in the same
it
step
again.
and like command the color purple the way that
He's
he
already
does.
done it, and he had done it very well.
Yeah.
So his music will last for decades and decades and maybe centuries.
Definitely
a century from
centuries.
now on, yeah,
People
so.
are gonna play Prince and be like, "Oh, word, this is a bop." Yes, absolutely. But I feel like it'll be few and far between. Like, obviously, people are playing his music now because he has passed. But like in the future, I feel like somebody in the world is gonna hear a Prince song and be like, "Wow, I really like this. This is something I've never heard before in my life." You know, and like that's what it means to like be eternal and be an icon. You know, so I don't know if somebody can necessarily replace him right now, but I don't think there's too much to say that he can't be replaced in the future.
Right.
All right, well, thank you for tuning in. Check out our Facebook, the Femme Spot. Watch our videos on YouTube and on sevnetwork.com.
And we'll see you guys later. Bye.